Hi pals, John here with the LensPal, and today we're going to take a look at the Canon R6 Mark II. This is the latest, greatest digital mirrorless camera from Canon. It is the second version of their R6 series bodies. Now the R6 are described as being a hybrid camera halfway between a dedicated stills camera and an all-out video camera. This has had some boost to its chops, both for stills and video. So let's jump in and compare the two, do a quick little comparison. The R6 II has a larger sensor, or rather a higher megapixel count. We're now up to 24 megapixels on this, which doesn't sound like a huge amount, but it's almost a 20% increase over the original R6. For you video guys, we now can record continuously. There's no 29-minute, 59-second cutoff. It'll just keep running and running and running and running, which is going to save precious time when it comes to editing. No need to stitch together files anymore. They'll just continue to go and go and go. We've also got an improved refresh rate in the EVF. I believe it's up to like 180 Hertz now, so it's there's no real room for eye strain for the majority of people. Other stats that we're looking at here, we now have a new little switch on this left-hand side of the camera. It is right there. It is a dedicated switch to move you from stills to video and back again. We've seen manufacturers put these in different places. Canon used to have a little thing right here, but they've moved it over onto this left side now. Makes a nice click. You're not gonna accidentally bump that. A couple of other minor changes in terms of the controls. The joystick on the back is, this is gonna sound really weird to be harping on about, but this joystick is now convex, so it actually feels really nice under the thumb like that. Grip wise, it's very similar. If you've got decent sized hands, it's going to feel right at home. If you smaller hands, then you might struggle a little bit with this, but I think for most people it's going to be just fine. Other specs compared to its predecessor, we now have a pre-shooting buffer built into this. So if you are half depressing the shutter release, it's going to capture for about half a second. It's going to keep capturing like half a second before you actually hit that shutter release, and it starts to capture images fully. Benefit of this is if you're shooting sports, if you're shooting wildlife, anything unpredictable really, is that you can capture an extra half second if you've got that shutter release half depressed. So you could get crucial shots that you might otherwise miss. In terms of shooting erratic, unpredictable subjects, this is now Canon's fastest still camera. Using the mechanical shutter, you still have the same 12 frames per second as you had in the original R6. Where this sees an improvement is the electronic shutter. In the original, it was at 20 frames per second. In the version 2, that's now up to 40 frames a second electronic. So that is a lot of still images in a very brief period of time. Thanks to the new silicone chips inside the R6 II, despite the fact that we have that boost, that doubling of the electronic shutter speed, there is a decrease in the amount of rolling shutter effect. That's the effect where buildings appear to be sort of skewed because maybe you're moving sideways compared to them, and it just kind of squiffs everything around. So there's a decrease in that thanks to how everything is processed in here. We also have some new AF tracking modes. So there's now new vehicle tracking modes right in here. So anything from bikes, cars, planes, plus all your original animals, birds, humans, faces, eyes, all of that stuff is packed nicely into this. So yeah, you're gonna get some fantastic shots, pretty much whatever your subject is. There is focus stacking built right into the camera, so you can just set your closest point, set your farthest point, set how many steps you want in between, hit the button and it goes, and it will capture all of those, take a moment and compress them into a single raw file for you to edit later, already focus stacked for you. I haven't used it on this yet, but I've used it on other cameras. It's a fantastic feature that's really nice to use. And because it's a touchscreen, you can actually go, I want this to be my closest and this to be my furthest, go. And away it goes. It's sweet. So yeah, that is the focus stacking that is in this. Videographers, it may interest you to know that there is focus breathing compensation built into this camera. So expect to see a lot of firmware updates come down the line for Canon's popular lenses to battle that focus breathing issue. For those of you who don't know, basically when you're moving from something close up to something far away, you can see the sort of field of view change a little bit. That can be electronically, digitally compensated for. Not the first body to have it, but I think possibly the first small form factor from Canon to have it in, so impressed there as well. We also have C-Log 3, capturing 10-bit images. We can get 6K RAW out of this if you're doing external capture through the HDMI port. That will be that's in ProRes, so that is going to be really, really sweet if you are the kind of person who is looking for super high resolution footage, especially being ProRes RAW, because super flexible in terms of color correction and being able to edit it. Sticking with video, 4K footage out of this no longer has a crop. With the original R6, there was a very small but still noticeable crop on 4K 60 footage. That is gone with this. So you're going to get your 100mm lens is going to be a 100mm lens. Your 50mm is going to be a 50mm. There is no cropping involved. So I know that's important to a lot of you guys out there, and that is obviously something Canon has paid attention to, and you can take full advantage of that in this. It has all the other usual bits and pieces: 5-axis in-body image stabilization, dual card slots, runs off of Canon's regular LPE6 batteries. So everything we've come to know and expect from a high-end Canon camera, just with buffs to those bits and pieces. There you have it. Canon's R6 Mark II, available right now at thelensPal.com. Yeah. If you've enjoyed this video, if you like the pretty colors in the background, if you like the fact that we're using two angles and can cut between them seamlessly, please consider giving us a like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, smash a bell, thumbs up, and whatever it is the Canon social media team is saying this week. And until next time, I'll see you soon.